to T.D.T Talk, where we tell you
the damn truth.
Welcome to the truth, where the truth don't lie.
Y'all, it's one of them nights, my God.
Hey, Ava. Hey, boo. Oh, today is one of them days.
Okay, y'all, look, welcome to T.D.T Talk, where we tell you
the diggity damn truth. Damn. That's all I can say is damn.
This is that type of show tonight.
It is.
It's gonna be good though. It's gonna be good because we're gonna get all into it. Y'all, sorry we late. Thank you for joining us. Like, subscribe, share, tell your friends that we are on now so y'all can come on in the room. Yes. Hey, Ava. What up, LaSwain? Donna, what it is? Yes. Your hair keep leaving. Look, I know I got a virtual background. We under construction back here. So I know, right?
Lord. So look, y'all. Sharon normally gives the whole viewer discretion is advised. So I'm going to give it to you tonight. What we talk about during tonight's conversation may trigger me, may trigger you. But it's a conversation that needs to be had. A lot of us know somebody that has been through this. You may have been through it through yourself. But buckle up. This is the shit on T.D.T. You know, y'all know what it stands for. It's the damn truth. And it's about time we expose these fathers, or as I like to call them, drive-by sperm donors. So buckle up, because it's going down. So Sharon, give your formal shit. I just wanted to give mine.
Well, no, I mean, that was it. Also, we are going to play some media today. I hope YouTube don't block us, because we got to play the whole thing. Like, we got to play it. So YouTube play nice, but no copyright infringement. We don't mean no harm. We are trying to educate and using this media for fair use under the Copyright Act's law. Okay. All right, y'all. So tonight's topic this is the Father's Day edition. So we are talking about absent fathers and its residual effects.
Yes.
Absent fathers. I can identify with this. I mean, not my dad, but from my kid's dad. So, you know, it's definitely something to talk about. It happens to many people. As a matter of fact, Carl, if you don't mind, I would like to start off with a little story and some statistics.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this was an article I found. So I'll just go ahead and read it. The winter snow in Washington, D.C. always reminds me of the boys who live next door. There were 3 of them. They would shovel my sidewalk, the youngest trying his hardest to keep up with the two older brothers. When I first moved to the neighborhood, their father urged them to help me with the heavy boxes or carry my groceries inside. He kept close watch over them, warning his boys of the dangers that lurked in the streets. Then their father died, and life became dramatically different for the boys next door. Not long after their father's death, the boys started skipping school and missing curfew. Typical teenage behavior turned into serious crime. More than once, I witnessed one of the boys being led away in handcuffs by police. Their mother, for her part, sought help from the school system, the courts, the government. The school system, the courts, the government. We're going to go back there. But her efforts fell short. None of the boys graduated from high school. 2 have been in the criminal justice system, and the youngest has had several stints in drug rehab. According to the latest census figures, about 50% of African-American boys under age 17 live with a mother only, compared with 16% of their white counterparts. 50% of African-American boys under age 17 live with a mother only. Research shows that children in fatherless homes are more likely to drop out of school exhibit behavioral problems, end up in the criminal justice system, suffer unemployment, and are at a greater risk of substance and drug abuse. University of California, San Francisco professor Howard Penderhughes, he is a Black man, he says, if you don't have a father in the home who can act as a source of support and one of your pillars for your formation of resilience, then you're less likely to be resilient in the face of a lot of sources of trauma. Carl, what you think about that? 50% of African-American boys under age 17 live with a mother only. But let me back up just a little tad. So mom, she's a widow at this point, raising these three boys by herself. She sought help from the school system, the courts, and the government. Didn't we do a show about that?
Sure did.
Yeah.
What
advice do you have for this mom?
For this mama, sometimes you gotta do it on your own, even if you seek help. And unfortunately, there's a system that's not really geared or built for people. We slip through the cracks. We want to provide and do what's best for our children, but unfortunately, there's a lot of people that have to tough it out and do it on their own. And that's the sad part. But I feel like there's organizations like what we're trying to create and building to help people get some type of help, some type of support system, because I'll be damned, it takes a village. I got one. So for a lot of y'all people out there with multiple children, more than one, I tip my hat to you, because it's a village. And I'm glad for the neighbors turned family, friends that I got over here, because baby, this 5-year-old is putting me through the damn ringer. He has energy, y'all. Yes, and it keeps going. But I got something for you, Sharon.
Can I say you wasn't Can I just give one little piece on that article? Not that I have a problem. I love how mom sought help. Okay, I do have a problem. She did not seek mental health help. It didn't say anything about mental health. It said the school system, government, and the courts. I can imagine that the kids may have been suffering from the traumatic loss. Well, I don't know if the loss of their father was traumatic or not, but so I will say the loss of their father, which is a traumatic experience. Losing someone, going through the bereavement period. That can be very challenging, confusing. It can cause you to get off track. It can cause you to have behavioral issues because you're acting out of emotion and don't know quite what to do. So it comes out negatively. But these are things that we navigate and help you through in counseling, therapy, y'all. We will seek help from everybody, but the person we need to seek help from.
Exactly.
The therapist.
Exactly.
It's your mind that's not right. Your mind is keeping you from doing the things that are keeping you on the right track, right? Because you're having these issues, probably having anxiety, probably having depressed mood. And then they were boys, losing their dad. I can't imagine what that is like. But we know that there had to be some type of grief there as well. And they did not get, although she sought help, they did not get the help that they needed. And
exactly.
I want us to do better. I want us to do better in our community, okay? And start going, don't stop calling the cops on your kids, okay? And call a therapist. Stop calling the cops on your kids and call a therapist. We actually can handle these things. Yeah. The 50% though blew me away. And also, people in the Black community are saying, in rebuttal to this, is that, it's a myth. The percentages really aren't that high. What do you think about that? Is it a myth? Or is this
I don't think it's a myth. It's really happening. I found some statistics that I wanted to share. So it's funny that we both did some research to come to the table. So
that's why you might go. That's why you might go.
We here. So look at this, y'all. 57.6% of Black children, okay, 31.2% of Hispanic children and 20.7% of white children are living absent of their biological fathers. And this was a statistic done by the Family Structure and Children Living Arrangements. That was in 2020 or 2012, excuse me. So that the Census Bureau, every year they come and they ask you questions. That's why I don't feel like that myth or that saying is a myth. I feel like this is some actual factual things. There's statistical analysis to present behind it. But then what I thought was very interesting was another one says that 72.2% of the US population is fatherless.
How much?
72.2% of the US population. So they're saying fatherlessness, is the most significant family or social problem facing America. So, sorry, I needed to read that whole sentence. So I was like, dang, everybody is in agreement that having an absent father is an issue worldwide. So digging into it a little deeper, y'all, again, establishing that this was a worldwide issue, we have 63% of youth suicides, 90% of all homelessness and runaway children, 85% of all children who show behavioral disorders, which are the things me and Sharon deal with on a regular basis, 80% of rapists with anger problems, 71% of all high school dropouts, 75% of adolescent patients in chemical abuse centers, 85% of youth in prison, 71% of pregnant teenagers, and 63% of youth suicides. They have to say it twice.
Wow.
That's high.
All as a result of the father not being in the home, fatherless homes. Wow.
Yes. So y'all can go look these up. One is on the ambassadors, the African ambassadors, and then the other one is fathers.com. Check it out.
Let's get into some comments because this is the facts are there, the statistics are there. Fathers, we need you in the home. I mean, there is something to a two-parent home if all of that long list that Carl just read really exists for a single parent, a single mother home. Donna says most women, depending on the year, does not know to see mental health. I do agree. I understand that. And that's a part of the stigma that we need to break in our community. And then Lil Swain says a lot of families in our community still don't believe in therapy. The only therapy we are told to seek is God. Pray it away, right? Pray it away.
That's Lord.
LaSwain says, I can see the change in the guard, though. A lot of young adults seek therapy more than anything. And I think that speaks to what Donna was saying as well. So therapy now, as of lately, I think as of the pandemic, people are now seeking therapy and wanting a therapist. In some states, it's like a pocketbook or a purse. But, hey, at least you're talking to somebody,
That part.
So normalizing mental health and destigmatizing mental illness in the Black community is the push. That's what we need to do.
And oftentimes I can say that I hate trends. I hate fads. I hate drive-by overnight sensations. But this is the one fad, sensation, outcry, whatever you want to call it, that I'm with. Because the pandemic showed you if you can really stand your partner or not. If you should have used a rubber that third time, if you're an alcoholic or not, and if the voices in your head really have a high-pitched voice. That's what it taught us. The pandemic taught us those things.
It did. Donna says, think about my mother age. Back in the 80s, they frowned upon seeking mental health assistance. Absolutely. So our baby boomers, right? So our baby boomers, and I don't know what was before baby boomers, but our 60s, 70s, and 80-year-olds, they are still stuck in a time and a place where what happens in this house stays in this house. You don't go against the people in your family. You don't put your business out there in the streets. We don't want to be seen as crazy because apparently you got to be crazy to see a therapist. No, you don't. You're
That
not
part.
at all. It has nothing to do with being crazy.
That part.
LaSwain says, Donna, you're right. They want to look at you different when they find out. Oh, I done skipped a whole bunch of stuff. Oh,
You
please.
did. You skipped
Sorry,
Trey.
Trey.
Yep.
Trey says it also helps to see more diverse clinicians and therapists. Can we put that together?
Can we pause there? Can we hand clap it? Give the Lord a hallelujah, holla back. Because y'all, if I ain't a
Yes.
damn unicorn, I don't know
Yes.
what is. When I
Look,
tell you they
I
need
done had
us,
to call
they
on you
need.
today. I done had to put a call out for you today, okay? Because this is the thing. There are way more Black female therapists than there are Black male therapists, but we can't do it all. I am not a man, okay? I cannot identify with the things that you all go through. I need another man to talk to a man. I can only empathize with you. You know,
That
I
part.
won't have that deep, concrete understanding.
That
So
part.
yeah, we need more of you.
You
Unicorn.
right. All right, Sharon. Look, because when our T.D.T fam show up, they show the hell out. So let's do this clip real quick, because baby, I got some shit to unpack.
It's about to get real good, y'all. So look, go ahead and subscribe and share. If you are watching, go ahead and drop us a hey, how you doing, or what's up in the chat so we know you there. And share with your friends. Share the link, copy and paste the link. Share it on your social media. Tell your friends to come on in the room because it's really about to get real at this point. Hold, please. You know I'll be having issues sharing the screen, but hold, please. Hold, please. It did not ask me.
And then I just dropped the link in the chat for everybody. Make sure you copy that, because we all know somebody.
All right, so y'all can see my screen. We looking good here. All right. Make sure you can hear it. Can you hear it? Can you hear it?
Yep.
Okay.
What's up? Well, I'm glad you're here. Some business came up I got to handle. So we're going to have to put our trip on hold. You understand?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Just for a couple of weeks.
I understand.
Yeah. Maybe a little longer.
Yeah, whatever.
Look, I'll call you next week and we'll iron out the details. Okay?
Yeah.
It was great seeing you, son.
You too, Lou.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Will.
You know what? Actually, this works out better for me. You know, the Slimmies of summer come to class wearing next to nothing. You know what I'm
Will,
saying?
it's all right to be angry.
Hey, why should I be mad? I'm saying at least he said goodbye this time. I just wish I hadn't wasted my money buying this stupid present.
I'm sorry. If there was something that I
Hey,
could
you know
do-
what? You ain't got to do nothing, Uncle Phil. Hey, ain't like I'm still 5 years old, Ain't like I'm going to be sitting up every night asking my mom, when's daddy coming home, Who needs him? Hey, he wasn't there to teach me how to shoot my first basket, but I learned, didn't I? Hey, I got pretty damn good at it too, didn't I, Uncle Phil?
you did.
Got through my first day without him, right? I learned how to drive. I learned how to shave. I learned how to fight without him. I had 14 great birthdays without him. He never even sent me a damn card. Down with him! I ain't need him then, I don't need him now.
Will.
You know what, Uncle Phil? I'm gonna get through college without him. I'm gonna get a great job without him. I'm gonna marry me a beautiful honey, and I'm gonna have me a whole bunch of kids. I'm gonna be a better father than he ever was. And I sure as hell don't need him for that, because ain't a damn thing he can ever teach me about how to love my kids. How come you don't want me, man?
I love that figurine. Or what do you call those things? It's beautiful.
The statues.
It's such a good look. I couldn't even do. Y'all, it's late on a Friday night. You don't know my life this week, okay? The statue. Yes. All right. So, co-host, look, let's wait. Yes. So, hey, Uncle Net. She says, I know how significant this scene was for you, Carl. This scene hit different. It did. It almost jerked a little tear. I was like, oh,
Bruh.
big girl.
Yes.
Big girl. It's the hardest to go through, no matter the age. Yes. My goodness. So, co-host, I got you.
Yeah. Man, I am in my 30s, and I remember seeing this scene, and that's why my sister jumped on when Anquinette, when she said she knows how significant this was for me. I remember being in the living room and busted out in tears because it was that question. Why doesn't he want me? Like, that question rang for some days. I was emotional damage. That was me. That scene like really made me question a lot of stuff about my father. So growing up, absent parent, worthless, met him for the first time in like my early 30s. Literally would have preferred to watch paint dry because just as quick as he came in was just as quick as he left out. And I thought I was over it. I really thought that I was over it. Like being 30, married at that time, my son was 1. I was good. I was good. Not even 1. He was like 2 or 3. He was 3 months old. I thought I was good. I thought all of that baggage that I had growing up was gone, but it wasn't. And hearing Will Smith, he talked about this a while ago. He did an interview and he said those were real tears. That was an impromptu, like they knew about it, but those feelings that we felt and we seen in that clip, that's for real. He really felt like that. And just to know that that's just a fraction of what these absent fathers do to their kids. And it's heartbreaking. And normally, Mother's Day, we always want to give shout outs. We always want to give women their roses. But men, I wanted this show tonight because we got to do better. And this is coming from someone who beat statistical odds. I was supposed to be in prison. I was supposed to be dead. I was supposed to have umpteen thousand children. I should have been community dick. I should not have multiple degrees under my belt. That's what the society labeled me as. And I overcame every obstacle that was thrown to me. But as men, I'm here for a nut like everybody else. But at some point, that 15 minutes of enjoyment has 18 years of heartache that you're unaware of. So that's where I want to start it off at, Sharon. What was your take seeing that?
As a mother watching that, it is heartbreaking because as a mom, I don't know how to help my son in that situation. All of the love I can give him will not change the situation. It's not going to change his feelings about his dad. It's not going to change their relationship or lack thereof. There's nothing I can do. Like I have fixed everything for my son his entire life, but that is the one thing I know I will never be able to fix. I can't, there's nothing I can do. So I feel completely out of control. It makes me as a responsible mom reflect on my choices. Ex-husband, I do it all over again just to get the 2 exact same children I have. But if I have those exact same 2 children and do it over again, I would make a better choice. So women, I'm giving, we got to be accountable for who we procreate with. Okay. We have to be accountable for who we enjoying this little 15 minutes of whatever with.
That part.
Right. We have to be accountable for who we marry, and wait 3 years to have a child with, we have to be accountable for these things, so that our sons don't end up in this situation. Like, if there was any point in the situation where I could have control over it, it would be in me choosing a responsible mate, choosing the right man, that wants to be the father, that will be the father, that's going to be there through thick and thin, there for his children. Whether you're not there for me or not, I care less about that. But you cannot be with the woman and be with your children. Absolutely, you can do that. But that is not even being done. So, ladies, I'm going to have to hold us accountable in this. Sometimes we're so desperate for a man. We want to be loved so bad. We have our own daddy issues as well, right? Where we're looking to be loved in many situations because we didn't have a dad growing up too. It causes us issues too. Thank God I did not experience that, but I can't imagine it. I cannot imagine what that is.
And it sucks, Sharon. It sucks. Because like you got your son, and I always check in on him. I'm always check in. That's my little buddy. But being a grown man, y'all, and let me know, send an amen if you agree with me for those of you guys that didn't have a father. But Sharon, it causes trauma on so many levels that I don't think people even consider. And I'm just speaking for me. I don't tell a bunch of people my business, but damn it, this is our show, so I'm gonna do what I want to do. But when my wife told me she was pregnant, that was that oh shit moment, because nobody taught me how to be a husband. This is what I learned. My mama taught me how to treat a woman and how to respect her, but that's different than being a husband. One is a provider and a protector, and another one is courting and getting to know. That's two different playing fields. Nobody damn sure taught me how to be a father, but what I did know is I was going to do everything my father didn't do, or what I wanted my father to do. And then it affects your trust. And I really want you guys to sit here and think back on how you trust people. But when you don't have a father present and you just have a strong mother, that trust is wavering. You trust people 50% because you only have one perspective to look at. And oftentimes, especially Black women, any good mother knows how to be a nurturer and an authoritarian, so to speak, when it comes to raising children. So you only have 50% of trust that someone is going to let you down somewhere along the line. And I feel like growing up without a father, I don't trust people. I don't trust you. And just as quick as I begin to trust you is as quick as I can cut you off. And one thing I learned about myself is if I don't consider you family, I don't trust you. And we all know family will let you down too. But this really affected me as a man, how I saw myself. Traumatic things happened to me, and my mom did the best that she could. But there was things that my mom didn't know about, and I had to learn it on my own. And that's the fucked up part about it, y'all. You don't want your kids to do X, Y, and Z, but women, you don't know what it's like to have the hormones that we have. And so if we want to talk about residual effects, if your children begin to look at porn, they're learning an obstructed view of what love is. They're learning an obstructed view of what intimacy is. It's not what's viewed on pornos, but a lot of women are very fearful to have those sex talks with their kids. And y'all, it's not the birds and the bees. It's 2022, damn it. That conversation needs to evolve.
Mm.
And it's not strap it up, because let's be honest, you can get a gift that keeps giving through the mouth. We need to have these conversations.
So true. So true.
So, you can be the best mother that you can be, but be mindful of who you lay with. Be mindful of whose piece of their soul you're taking every time you spread your legs. Be mindful that you may have a little boy that's going to struggle with his anger, because that's a question I'll never have answered, is why'd you leave me? And I'm the oldest of his umpteen thousand kids. This is a crackhead on a mission still. And I'm the oldest. And then it sucks, because this is a question I'll never have. I'll never know why my father left me. I'll never know why my father chose drugs over his responsibilities. A father established trust, male trust, with his son, because regardless of the mother, a father and son's bond, that's trust. That's the ultimate bro code. If you don't have the willy, you don't get the silly. That's where trust is formed. Just like for a young lady, her first love is her father. This has levels to this shit. Y'all need to really wake up and know, even if your child is 10, put an effort in, because it's eating at them. And all I can do every day is make sure that I at least show up for my son. My dad didn't even do that. I don't miss shit. Y'all, when I tell you I'm at every doctor's appointment, dentist, I'm my son's biggest cheerleader. And y'all know my big ass can't do no high kicks in the air, but damn it, get me 4 chairs and I'm gonna jump off that bitch just like a Power Ranger. I'm right there cheering. Right there cheering.
Yes.
Sorry, Sharon. This was gonna be a deep conversation for me.
Look, I got you. No worries. Look, and I agree wholeheartedly with everything that you said. This thing runs deep. Let's go into some of these comments. Equinex says, one thing's for sure and one thing's for certain. For you not to have had your father in your life, you are an amazing father and husband. So proud of you. Oh,
thank you, sis. Love you, boo.
That is so true. Absolutely. And Trey says, how do you feel the trauma changes between a father who left voluntarily versus one who passes away unexpectedly? It's a great question.
You want to answer that?
How does the trauma change?
It's different to me.
So there's levels to trauma, right? So
yeah.
Trauma. So the loss of a parent, or just going through loss anyway, is a traumatic experience.
Mm-hmm.
Someone walking out on a parent walking out on you, I can imagine that would be a traumatic experience as well. Mm-hmm. So in both situations, you're grieving a loss. So whether he left voluntarily or involuntarily, you are still grieving a loss. The grief looks different, but it is still grief. The grief response, the behaviors that you display may look different, but they still stem from the grief, from the loss that you experience.
Yours is different than mine, but I'll go with it. I'll go with it. I think it's different. I hella think it's different.
Trauma therapy. But what's yours, Carl?
So for me,
from personal experience,
a father walking out is a decision. That's a decision that haunts a child, because you're wondering, did you leave because of me? Especially if you've heard the stories of your mother and father growing up and they were friends. So you were friends up until you had me. And a father that dies, that's the great unknown, time unspent. You know what I mean? Like, you miss, like, whoa, what would my life have been like had my dad been able to walk me down the aisle? Had my dad been able to cheer me on at graduation? Does it hit? Hell yeah, that's trauma still. But it hits on a different level, because that was no choice or action of yours.
Mhm.
That had nothing to do with you. That was just timing, God's plan, whatever you want to call it. But a motherfucker that went to the liquor store and never came back,
Went to liquor store
that
to get.
hits different.
Yes. So it's still trauma because in both situations you're grieving the loss. But what I'm
Mm-hmm.
hearing is the residual effects, which is what we're talking about.
Yep.
Those lingering thoughts of what Will said, why doesn't he want me? Versus
Mm-hmm.
I have to accept God's will. That's totally different, right? So it's the after effects. But as far as trauma, you're still grieving the loss of a parent.
Mm-hmm.
It's that after stuff that looks very different.
Yep.
All right. Where are we? LaSwain says, I second that. Trey says there isn't a test for who's going to be a good man or woman. I declare there isn't, and ladies, when we are trying to make the best decision possible as far as who we are going to have as a mate and procreate with, we can make way better decisions than we are currently making if we have our shit together.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you are whole, your self-confidence, your self-awareness, your self-esteem, all of that is intact. Certain bullshit you're not going to fall for. Okay. So we can weed
Mm-hmm.
people out a lot better, and we can have a higher chance at choosing someone who is going to be a better mate. But absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
there's no 100% guarantee that this man that you thought was going to be amazing, who looks so good on paper, won't turn around and be a deadbeat himself.
But
I bet if you look into his background and you see that he ain't have a father to raise him himself, that's that one red flag that we keep ignoring. If your
mm-hmm.
who looks great on paper did not have his father in the home, he needs therapy because he got issues.
Well, and see,
And he's not gonna know how to be a man.
Mm-hmm.
You have nobody to teach him that. So how is he going to be able to teach your son?
But
And he need to work
wait,
through those things. And
there's more. Because I didn't go to I went to counseling as a kid, but I didn't go to counseling as an adult.
You ain't have to do
So the caveat, you said what?
You have to do no therapy during your program. But go ahead. Okay.
Hell no. You ain't getting in my head. You'll get lost in this shit. This ain't what you want. So the caveat to that is, ladies, stop thinking you can change him. Stop thinking that a baby will change the situation. Followed by, I was young when I got married. Didn't have a father figure. Didn't have a clue. But my wife saw potential in me and I in her. And the difference between having a father or not having a father, and that really defining the characteristics of you, is your self-determination, your motivation. There's a lot of stuff I didn't see in myself, but because I had a queen, she was take your ass to school, everybody tell you your business or they business, and you always listening and helping people. You need to be a therapist. You think so? Damn right. I'm tired of you being on the phone till 2:00 in the morning.
People kept telling me.
Yeah.
So here I am. My wife could have left me. I was 20. I wanted to hang out with friends and party like a rock star. And no, not even remotely. But she stuck it out with me. So honestly, it's having that friendship with someone and learning someone and being open-minded to the fact that you are not going to be able to change anyone. It doesn't matter if they were raped, molested, neglected, abused physically, verbally, mentally. That's only a fraction of who that person is. And if you're able to accept that fraction, that can begin the healing process. Not holding it over their head. That's why your mama was a crackhead. That's why your daddy should have swallowed. I'd say some real evil things. But my wife's not her trauma. My wife's not her upbringing, nor am I. Did it strengthen our character? Hell yeah, we've been forged through some fire. But you got to know who you're laying with. That's just That's it for me.
Yeah, and I think it's helpful if so, ladies, when you are choosing a man, I think it's very helpful that if he comes from a single parent home, single mom only, that he acknowledges some of the things or some of the places or areas in his life where he may be lacking knowledge and experience, and then looking for ways to grow. Whether
Mhm.
he's joining organizations where there's 1,000 mentors that look just like him, whether he's just doing different things to get what he missed.
Mm.
To put that in place. I think that needs to be acknowledged. So, but we need to do more investigation. That is for sure. Donna
Amen.
said you have no idea of seeing him come and leave for 10 years and then one night say bye forever. My God.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing your dad come in and out for 10 years and then one night he just decides to say bye and you never see him again.
That's different. That hits different.
Trey said that's why historically a village raised a child due to short male lifespan, war's disease taking away the fathers. Yeah, pulling them out the house and lynching them, right? Absolutely. I mean, we were left with the village. We had to pull together. So absolutely, Trey. I'm glad you actually brought that up because we always talk about the village, but where did that even come from? And you are absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
LaSwain, my dad told me he never asked his dad why he left, so I don't need to ask him why he left.
Mm.
That's deep then. Wow.
Sorry.
That is deep as hell.
Yeah, that's deep.
My God. Jacqueline says not 4 chairs.
Hell yeah, that's my cheerleader.
Oh yeah, because he did say he was gonna jump off of it.
4 of them. But
Carl, why did I see your big body Buick jumping off that 4th chair? And I'm like, ooh.
Yep. We all gonna say a prayer.
Like a great challenge now.
We all gonna say a prayer in that moment. Until I stick that landing.
Yes. Anisha says, I'm 39 and don't know who my father is and haven't ever laid eyes on whomever he is. It's fucked up because I want to know my family history. I know. Yep. It's so much is lost when you don't have all the pieces to the puzzle. And
it sucks.
Parents just don't understand that. Like, and Mom, can we help our babies out with that?
You
tell
would
them
think.
who their daddies are. I know some moms who literally won't tell the child who their dad is. Know who he is. Won't tell them. Child ain't never met. Donna says, mine went to the store one night and returned 2 years later. Father God.
Lord.
Father. Jacqueline, my father was never in my life. I don't even know what the fuck it looked like. I just have his last name. See? We have the last name, right? But nothing else to go along with it. So much loss.
But can we pause on that? It sucked when you got the last name. Apparently, you look like the mother lover, and then God, y'all know my first name.
Walking around and they can
knowing
see
it,
look just like her.
Yeah. Oh, you're little Carl. Bitch, I'm bigger than you, your mama, and your grandma in the wheelchair. This ain't nothing little over here. I can't stand it like that. And that's the part that irritates me about individuals. You sit here, your genes is strong. Half of these Black people be looking like the pyramids in Africa. So your DNA is strong as shit. That is Teflon DNA. Then you got the audacity to walk up out the house and that that damn child gonna look like your monkey head self for the next umpteen thousand. That's so wrong. That's so wrong. I hope you stub your big toe every 5 seconds. You foul as hell.
What's even worse is when the mama has the nerve to name you Junior.
You knew he was trifling. You thought naming me was going to keep
his whole name. Make me a Junior and I don't know him.
I'm so glad, my mama. I'm so glad, Mom. And I know you're watching because you're with Quinette now. Thank you from the bottom of my heart that you did not name me the full name of Shadow, the invisible ghost. Please, thank you, Lord, for not naming me that full man's name. Jesus. Oh my God.
Scary right there, my God. Equinette says, me and mom are watching, and she seconds that as well. She thanks you for helping her with your sister since she was a single mom, stepping into a role when you were a child yourself. Amen.
Emotional damage.
You're so crazy. Anisha says, a man could be an amazing partner to be in a relationship with, but he can be a suck-ass father, so you never know. That is so true. Oh my gosh. And he may not even want to be a father. That's why the other half of the relationship was so wonderful. Or being a father scares him. That level of responsibility is too overwhelming for him. He just wanted to have the fun and the vacations, You
Or
gotta,
when you trap them.
we gotta make
That's
them fill out a whole questionnaire on this shit.
that part. The one thing I know I've seen a lot of is people trapping men.
Are people back
And women,
again? Because that was like in the 80s. Are we back
yeah,
to
no,
that?
it's still a thing. You get them off that lean, off that perk, high as a kite. Get them inebriated. And women, let's be honest, because your ovaries is over there sizzling before they hit sunny fried up. And then y'all trap that man, and then he tell you he don't want a kid. Will pay for plan B. Go to the doctor, spread your legs. I'm keeping this baby. You be blessed. I got the money. I got 5 on it right now. So what's that look like?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of women that don't want to kill the child, this, that, the third, but you thought by doing this, it was going to make them stick around a little bit longer. So at some point, women, y'all are to blame for this.
Absolutely.
Y'all knew they didn't want no child. Y'all knew they wasn't shit when you met them. That's just me.
Mommy's proud of you too.
Thanks, mommy. Love you.
I hold the women accountable. Let's find what you disagree with.
I know I need to see that part too.
I don't know what he's disagreeing to. Jacqueline says Carl is the best father ever. You know what? This is Carl's night. This is the Happy Father's Day edition, y'all. Please, Happy Father's Day to Carl and big him up. Because he is one of the best fathers that I know. Yes.
Thank you.
But Swain, you can't say because the dad isn't there that the child will not know how to be a man. He's gonna have to learn it from somewhere. He ain't, he's not getting it firsthand inside his home. He's gonna have to learn it somewhere. It's learned behavior. A baby don't wake up knowing how to be a man. You have to learn it from somewhere. Somebody.
And I really think, and the messed up part, I saw a statistic. It was a study being done. Y'all, people were emulating different characters. And J. Cole said it himself. Y'all, in the role model song, first things first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil. He let you know that he was the only father figure he had.
On TV,
Y'all, let's be honest, for the real OGs in the room, please stand up. Bill Cosby was a lot of our fathers. Uncle Phil was a lot of our fathers. Shit, is that it? Damn, was that the only two shows? It was Fresh Prince. Damn. When we say Family Matters, yeah, Carl Winslow. We only had about a handful of them. Only a handful.
Simple fact that we can sit here and name them is ridiculous.
That part.
Trey says that's crazy because you really don't know if you've ever laid eyes on them. You could have done passed them in the grocery store, right? You might see your daddy every day at church, every Sunday at church, and don't even know it's him.
I promise you, I'll beat him down.
You didn't get his full name. Amen. Amen.
If y'all knew his middle name.
Offensive, but just pointing out that what a void that must be. Yes.
Well, so see, Swain said Carl Winslow, My Wife and Kids, but that wasn't in the 90s. That was 2000s. Because
Kids wasn't the 90s.
No, that was like the late 90s, if anything. But Family Matters and all of that, That was early 90s.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
we
a
had
big, that's a difference.
3 to 4 fathers. Yeah, right.
Yeah. That's it.
Terrible, terrible, terrible. You know, we can do better as a culture. We can do better as people. But I don't know, Carl. Is how realistic is it to expect things to change?
I think it's very realistic when we can begin to be accepting of our flaws. I think we live in a digital age where everyone is here for the likes, the grams, the pokes, the tweets. I think change can happen, but we have to be tired of our current circumstances. And I want to say it might have been my mama, and it may have been the Bible in the book of Jobs. But
Sometimes they one and the same, man.
Right? Until you get sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Okay.
Did he say Melvin from Baby Boy?
I cannot.
Now that was tough love, father. That was
Look. I ain't gonna lie though. Melvin stepped in. Melvin was a man's man, okay? He stepped in. And didn't he take that gun from Jody?
He sure did.
That was a moment.
And at that point, he had. But see, pause for the cause. That's them fathers that didn't come from the original nutsack, but the other nutsacks that walked in and took the crown.
Why do I try?
And it's just you helping kids. That to me, that's an amazing father.
Melvin was there bouncing his mama around in the kitchen. Jody wasn't with it because he was a grown man still operating as a child in his mama home. But Melvin, being a man's man, stepped in and played that role. You know,
very much so.
That was a true man to man. What is Guns and Butter? I don't know what that is.
I don't know who. When I thought of Butters, I was thinking.
I think that's a quote from the movie.
Oh. That's right. Call for your mama. Yeah. But no, Father's Day is to those fathers that stuck around. Happy Father's Day to the fathers of that made your children. Happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day for the fathers like me that wake up each day wondering how the hell I could improve from the day before. Yes. Happy Father's Day to y'all. Damn it. We deserve this. Now, this was full of liquor. Don't judge me. Ne'er one of y'all is God. However, it is Father's Day weekend. And I started it right. Oh, and Juneteenth. Power to the people. Yes. You better recognize our first year.
A whole vacation day on Monday.
This is our whole first year. Y'all better be out in here to these streets. If you are married, love on your man just a little bit more. If you only do it once a year, make it the twice a year. Damn it.
You better love them kids.
He do.
Without them, it wouldn't be no Father's Day. So the crumb snatchers, you got to include them.
Bruh.
Yes, happy Father's Day to our fathers. If you are being that father for someone else, happy Father's Day to you as well. If you have hung in there, even when you did not want to, for the sake of being there for your child, happy Father's Day. And I thank you for taking one for the team, because your child's life will forever be changed because of it.
Amen. Look, Trey said it too, because we missed that one. And happy Father's Day for the ones that were taken away too soon. Amen. May your legacy live on through your children.
Amen.
That part. All right. So look, y'all, I'm not saying that I don't want to be here no more, but this liquor got a brother needing to go to the bathroom. So with that being said, assalamu alaikum. No oink for me. Buckle up. It's the law. Peace, love, and hair grease. We will catch y'all ass in 2 more weeks. Sharon, hit that outro, cuz.
I cannot.
Welcome to the truth. Welcome to the truth. Welcome to the truth, where the truth don't lie. 3 T's, no lie.
Thank you. Tune in next week. Same black channel, same black host, and we'll holler at you at the same black time. Bye.
Lie.
Right.